But we do have a new life saved. And actually, it's been a while since we've done a show that's just built around the guest coming on with some ideas of his own and from stories that you guys have sent in. So that's kind of what we did tonight because, we wouldn't be here without you guys. And of course, we're not worthy. This comes to us from a gentleman who would like to remain anonymous, but he is number 553. Greetings. First, I'd like to take a second and say thank you for all the content that you've been posting for years. Long-time listener, first-time contributor, hopefully. I guess I should start with it now and then backfill the details. I just got out of a relationship of 5+ years with my girlfriend, and within a month of her moving out, she got pregnant by another dude. Yeah. She was already banging him.
Yeah.
Just for the record. Backstory time. I lost my mother my first day on the job after the academy. She had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's and dementia for over 10+ years. My dad and I took care of her by ourselves for most of it. For most of my childhood, she was in some sort of medical trouble. 2 broken neck surgeries, almost dying on one of them.
Holy crap.
That's a woman with no luck right there.
Wow.
Unable to work due to the injuries from an accident, she had a long and hard life. My dad, disabled Vietnam vet and postal worker, that's usually not the greatest combination.
No.
At least it wasn't back in the 90s. He'd be on a list. Just saying. Tried the best he could for my significantly older sisters and myself. But by the time she got diagnosed, I was only going into junior year of high school. From that point until my senior year of college, I worked 3 jobs, went to college, and slept in shifts with my dad to try and take care of her in an ever-losing battle. Finally, it got so bad that we had no choice but to get her into a nursing home, both for her health and safety and for ours as well. Neither of us had done well trying to do the whole noble thing, but we did it because it felt like the right thing to do. Plus, we knew already what happens in nursing homes. Yeah. I don't blame you for sticking it out as long as you did.
Yep.
She never saw me graduate from college, graduate school with honors, or the academy, and passed away, as I said, on my first shift as a sworn officer. It was during this time that I found your content. At first, I thought it, funny and true, but it started to absorb some of the hard-gained knowledge that you were trying to pass on. At the same time, my dad was always a wise man when it came to relationships, which always seemed to end due to female shenanigans. Mm-hmm. For instance, my first girlfriend cheated on me, and like a blue-pilled simp I was at the time, being young, dumb, and in love, I took her back. Oh.
She loved me.
Only to find out later she was doing gangbangs.
Oh, my God.
Behind my back.
That's hard.
With friends from her high school. Of course.
Wow.
Between you, a few other creators, Dad, and life kicking me square in the taint. It's never a good spot to get the steel toes.
No.
I got the red suppository fairly fast, at least mostly. Life, they always say, is the best teacher. I can make a series about my misadventures with past relationships, but that can wait for later. Fast forward about 2 years after my mom passing away, I met a girl in late 2019, early 2020, just as I enlisted in the Army Reserves. Another story I can tell at a later time. Trying to fulfill a childhood dream and make my dad proud. Stupid me, I know, hindsight's 2020. But back to the girl. She seemed nice, like they always do. Mm-hmm. Got along well, she could crack jokes. And she was not a frou-frou liberal, surprisingly. It was good times. Then I shipped off to basic training at Fort Jackson, June of 2020. And while it sucked, I enjoyed it. I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do, frankly, in my element. And then a freak medical issue killed my dream. I had a stroke that caused me to be discharged before I could complete basic, to my everlasting shame.
Don't be ashamed of that, bro.
No.
You have no control over shit like that.
No, absolutely
Nature pulled your card.
Listen,
you can't control that.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many guys I talked to who washed out because of some medical shit, and they will literally torture themselves decades fucking later. If it's beyond your control, it's beyond your fucking control. That's just the way it is.
And I'm sure there's a lot of shit in the vaccines and other stuff that they basically forced on you guys, turning you into guinea pigs. Because you were talking about anthrax, vaccine, all that stuff. I mean, who knows what kind of stuff was forced into this dude's veins that could have potentially culminated in this event?
It definitely wasn't for help.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
we know that the medical apparatus tipped their hand when they called it sudden adult death syndrome.
Well, what the thing
Now
is,
we know what the infant stuff is from. Thank you for admitting it without really admitting it.
well, if 2020 is before the vax came out, but I know that they do.
I'm talking about all the other shit like that they were forcing on you back in your day. Even.
Yeah, I
It's
got
got to
it.
be worse now.
Yeah,
The anthrax they were forced on us before we deployed,
Hmm.
and I fought that shit tooth and nail. And then they wanted us to take the anti-nerve gas pills, which I laughed at my commander. I'm like, what? No, I'm not doing it.
Hey, fuck off.
No, you gonna die.
You're gonna die. It's not good, man. It's not good.
Yeah.
Ugh. He continues. Oh, for the record, he was 26 at the time. I don't know if I read that or not. During this time, my girlfriend would check in with my dad. Oh, he says, luckily this seems to have been solved for the most part with minimal lasting effects. Okay, good.
Good.
Being 26 probably helped.
Yes.
During this time, my girlfriend would check in on my dad, visit him on the weekend while I was away. It was greatly appreciated since aside from a few work friends, my best friend, and one surviving Vietnam buddy, Dad didn't have anyone to talk to. And they did have a strong friendship. First couple weeks back home were prioritized with getting healthy and figuring out what happened to me. Best answer I've gotten was the number of shots they gave me was a part of it. Hey! Almost like I
And listen,
saw that shit coming.
when I had my stroke and my TBI, I would go in there and talk to these, neurologists at Walter Reed. I'm like, so how long is this gonna last? And they're like, oh, it's a brain thing. Like,
What the fuck? That's not what you asked.
I'm like, yeah. They couldn't give me an answer. Like, it's a brain thing.
Imagine now you go in there. How long is this going to last? Is my brain going to explode? Well, I grew up in a middle class neighborhood. A lot of people like the dogs. The
Starting
fuck?
all the way at the beginning.
But I was. Just
How about a
like,
good dick kicking then?
dick kickening? Write that down.
Sometimes feels like
a
it.
good scrotum scraping.
Yeah. A little taint twister, a little taint tackle.
Did you get the smallpox?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Monkeypox.
got
You
that
get the
one, too.
monkeypox. Yeah.
Monkey paw.
You get a little salad toss.
I didn't get that one.
I hope not.
I want nothing to do with that.
Hopefully there's no salad tossing in the barracks.
Fucking crayon eater.
What the hell, you and your damn cocks?
At least I have one Crayola carnivore.
Hey,
Ba-doom.
All right, finish the story. Let's go.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Oh, that was good.
What was good?
The hand thing.
A little pantomiming. We're here to entertain.
Awesome. All right, keep going.
Here we go. So this was before the coof, not of X. Anyway, life returned to normal-ish. I went back to my job, and life seemed to be okay for about a month. Then my dad started having issues. At first, I thought it was a one-off. He fell. He's 71. It happens. He was sore, but nothing broken. Then it happened again. And again.
And again.
And again. Finally, it got so bad after essentially deadlifting a 6'4", 380-pound man onto the bed, I took him to the VA. Initial prognostications were an infection that was altering something, but nothing too serious. Just enough to affect his equilibrium, which means it's a neurological thing.
Yes.
Nothing. Don't pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Pay no attention to his death. Then it went from that to kidney issues, to kidney failure,
Then you're done. Now.
to he died a week later from multiple issues. It sounds like his body just gave up, bro. Being 380 pounds at 6'4", too, probably didn't help.
Yeah, I mean, dying of kidney failure is not like the worst way to go.
It's not the best way to go.
But it's not pleasant either.
yeah.
Well,
I could think of a lot worse, but a lot better.
True story.
yeah,
It's like in the middle.
it's a middle.
It's in the middle.
It's a middle
It's in the
washout.
middle,
Could be worse.
you
Could
know,
be
like
better.
Burned to death.
in your
Yeah.
sleep.
Drowning. like,
Yeah, drowning. I'd rather not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Sounds drowning and Amy Horton warts.
Oh, dude. Wait, drowning in Amy Wharton warts?
Could you imagine
man.
that inhaling excised, crispy, cauterized genital markings?
Could you stop?
Drowning
You would
in
probably
gender
want to take
fluid.
those nerve pills
It's-
for that.
Yeah, drowning in gender fluid is not good.
That would be the Death Star of Star Wars right there. That's
Like cootie juices in the dishes.
That is
Yes.
horrible.
Yeah.
Let's check
Yeah,
the
cootie
comments
juices in
here.
your lungs. Winning? No.
yeah, chocolate star killer base right there. God. Okay, I just pictured it. I'm gonna move on here. I'm gonna move on. I just fucked it up. Okay. I was devastated. I just lost the person I was closest to. Had went through the hell of my childhood and early adulthood with, as I deliberately stayed home while at college trying to take care of him and mom, and later just him, who I could talk to about everything, and it was natural. Like how a father-son relationship should be. Again, he would be the first to admit he wasn't perfect, but he was my dad, and that's all I cared about. On top of work issues, I now had to contend with the matters of estate and his final wishes. During this time, my girl was supportive as much as she could be, but again, we were just over a year into our relationship in total.
She's on her way out. I can
Yeah.
just tell.
When you go into hard times, it's you find out whether or not your relationship's worth a damn.
Yeah.
My two sisters were not able to help due to one suffering pneumonia and the other being crazy. Again, more stories, but I'll leave you with a quick one. She literally took the dining room table out from underneath me while food was still on it. Not 1 ounce of exaggeration. Sounds like we need to get some crazy chickitis. We need to do a stream on that.
Crazy chickitis.
Fast forward almost 3 years later, and matters of estate minus spreading our parents' ashes have been resolved. It was during this admittedly long time that my girlfriend slowly began to turn, like milk. We had somewhat discussed marriage and future intentions, as I thought was reasonable, but there were no promises, expectations, I suppose. Towards the end of the year my father passed, she moved in with me in order to help. To her credit, for a while, she was. She'd take care of chores I couldn't while working 70-plus hours in law
Goddamn.
enforcement a week, working my days off so I could actually get the house repaired to the tune of probably $100K currently, not counting my own time and labor. Damn. And so on. Excuse me. But while I was still tied down with so many things, the issue of marriage kept popping up more and more with greater frequency. She wants the insurance policy. I was honest the whole time and reminded her often that I was in no place to contemplate marriage with everything else, but she didn't care. Red flags started popping up, kept popping up, pun intended. My few moments of respite, I sought haven in the gym, and I started to listen to your content again, amongst others. More and more things made sense, especially with her seemingly maniacal obsession with getting married. Even more given the context of me breaking my body and dealing with a smorgasbord of snake eyes life threw at me. Finally, this year, as things seem to finally have ebbed into a lower tempo than the last few years, I decided, she decided to give me an ultimatum on my first and to date only vacation this year at the end of June. Either marry her or she's moving. I told her I could not give her what she was seeking at the time, and about a month later, on what was our 5-year anniversary together, she left.
You're better off without her, bro. I know you don't want to hear this right now. I got it. It's a boatload of pain.
If the insurance policy, the piece of paper, means more to her than you do, you never meant much to her in the first place.
It's better off without her.
You were a meal ticket
Yep.
and a breeding pony. That's it.
You were the stud horse.
And now she's pregnant by another dude
And she would have passed it off
less
as
than a month
his.
later.
She would have passed it off as his.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she was out there getting hosed out, guaranteed. Like every other trash can after pickup day. I'm sorry, was that
Including all the
mean?
plastic. Oh no!
I mean,
they're bits of
It's quite
shit
accurate.
Yeah, I don't
Say-
know. Is accurate, mean, nice? Is it supposed to be anything other than accurate?
Hey, all of them got bits of plastic that come out with the water when you hose it out.
All up in the brain pan with the rest of Pop's DNA.
Oh,
Stop it.
God.
It's chimera effect, right? Better than cherubism, I suppose.
I
When the
suppose.
child comes out as the group project.
Oh, and some of these chicks would probably come out like the maggot in Cronenberg's The Fly. Just be just a consolidated white worm of spunk.
Ew. There was a movie, I think it was something like they tried to make a dessert item, and it just turned out to be like the thing. It would assimilate anyone who ate it, and then you'd have white ooze just gushing out of every orifice.
Yeah, thank you for that.
There's a lot of ladies out there who that's their idea of a good time. I'm just
let's get on with this.
I don't know how the hell we got here. It's
You're
all my
making me
fault.
nauseous.
It's not my fault. It's these whores who literally like they pretend to be all yours while they're getting stuffed and roughed, but behind the scenes, and then a month later after they finally don't. Yeah, I'm gonna go just getting down with Tyrone and Chad Thundercock. It's good times. Disgusting. Anyway, it's been several months, and I've actually been able to sleep for the first time in God knows how long because I don't have to hear her stomping around while I'm trying to sleep for the night shift. Oh, passive aggression.
I like it.
We don't know anything about that around here.
Okay.
I've cut back on drinking so much because I don't need to numb myself anymore. It sounds like you were trying to tell yourself something too, bro.
So there's 2 bonuses here.
Yep.
Yeah, big time. I'm slowly still trying to come to terms with everything that happened, in part because I've been told that everything kept happening, that I could not really understand the magnitude of events, just accept and try to move on with new conditions. I'm learning I don't have to throw everything away because all was lost. It is still a struggle to accept that, but I continue to learn day by day.
Yeah.
So at the end of this rambling message, I want to say thank you to Popp and the team. Your message saved my life and probably would have been a miserable existence given the trajectory of that relationship. Additionally, when the going was darkest for me with everything, your messages, both focused and humorous, calm facts, and fiery passion, helped me from evacuating my meat suit when it would have been all too easy to.
Yep.
I can't say I'm a veteran, but I consider you, at least in part, saving my life. I don't even know what inspired me to write this. I feel a debt of gratitude that I must pay forward in some small fashion. The world doesn't give a crap about us, so we have to. I beg anyone going through their struggles to reach out to someone, anyone. There are people up who care and who can help, even if it's just making you laugh at the absurdity of life. I have to figure out what I want out of life now, but I can finally do that on my terms. I apologize for the scattershot nature of the email, but I'm writing this from the heart off the top of my head, so I'll end with this. Thank you once again, Popp. You saved another man from both the slow death of marriage and punching out early. I'm going to continue to fight until my last breath leaves me, in part because of you. So for one last time, thank you.
Dude, don't make it weird.
Don't make it weird, bro.
All right. No.
And then he has a number here for his own personal happy ending massage parlor for a good time call. 1-800-BIG. I'm not going to read that.
Oh, I thought you said wet tits.
No, I'm just fucking around.
All right. Now listen, like when it comes to comedy that I do, it's like I've got some criticism, like, hey, you don't do stand up, blah blah blah. All right. I had no time to do stand up between being in the Army and all the other shit I was doing. I did sign up for Ripley's in Royal Oak, Michigan. I quit counting at 100. And I've signed up for other places, but I'm white.
What?
I have the wrong politics. I got the hose between the legs.
Oh, God!
I like to hit the whisker biscuit if I can from time to time.
The whisker biscuit?
Yeah. But, it is what it is.
He said but.
And my comedy was forged in front of soldiers who were like broken mentally, broken spiritually, terrified, paralyzed in fear, hesitating. I literally get them laughing and keep them moving forward, which you're supposed to do. And on several occasions, I'd get them laughing, and they would follow me into combat or out the door of the aircraft while we're under parachutes. And I'm just doing the same thing now, and it's a second nature now. I don't even know I'm doing it. And I am glad I was able to help you, and you owe me nothing other than share this channel and videos. If you hear somebody who just got flambasted by Mary Jane Rottencrotch, send them my fucking videos. I can't tell you how many times I've had guys like all effed up, and I'm like, hey, I got what's for you. Let's look at this video right here. And they'd be like, oh yeah, well, yeah. Was he in the room when that happened? Come on.
That's how it goes,
Because
man.
guess what? If you can just laugh, you can stumble death, you can hesitate evil, it makes you a superhero, and it's the ultimate defense against the universe. Plain and simple.
Learn to laugh.
And I've got 15 years of tools at your disposal.
Yeah.
Some better than others, but the old stuff is pretty raw, and that's what makes it good. So
There's a lot of women out there with 15 years worth of tools at their disposal.
yes, and all of them are
15 years of raw.
dishwasher safe.
Yeah.
Dishwasher safe, of course. You just got to wash the monkeypox off of it.
Ooh.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Popp for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.